Wait, what? What?
Careful there. You don't want to be seen getting too friendly with the staff.
Why are you here?
Who put that hat on him? Adorable.
Look at it! It's a cat! It's a fancy cat! It's a cat in the hat! Chauncey Von Snuffles the Third? Okay, alright. I think this is a decent time to get back into the story, yeah? Kasmeer, Ministry Treachery. Dear Nilla Fanilla, I hope this finds you well. I'm afraid my efforts to get the Queen to the summit haven't gone as smoothly as expected. The Queen has had a situation arise that may prevent her from attending. I'll give you the full details when you arrive, but the short version is that someone is spreading rumors that Queen Jennah not only met with evil Scarlet prior to the Queen's Jubilee celebration, but also conspired to give Scarlet the mechanical watch nights. This is, of course, ridiculous. But the Queen can't leave Divinity's reach until these rumors are squelched. Countess Anise has suggested that I use my intuitive ability to find the cad spreading the rumors and discredit them. But I don't want to do this alone. Will you come help me? Yeah, sure. Who the hell is the dirty son of a bitch that's spreading rumors? Is it Codicus? I swear, if it's Codicus. You are a plant that eats meat. How crazy is that? Not as crazy as you would think, I guess. I've asked this myself, you know, do Sylvari eat meat? Are they vegetarians? Are they cannibals? No, they're just like humans. They eat, you know, whatever we eat or drink. Venus flytraps. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, Venus flytraps are like, what? They're carnivorous, right? Where the hell does that meat go? Butt flytraps? I just had a very disgusting image in my head. Does it trap butts and suck the... Moving swiftly along?
Let me catch you up on what's happening. Queen Jennah
Please.
can't attend the summit because someone has accused her of conspiring with Scarlet. The hearing is the same day. Someone's lying, and we have to figure out who. Soon as we know, we can confront that person and get them to recant their statement.
All right.
We need to talk to everyone, find clues to the truth, and build evidence to defend the Queen. Once we discover who among them is the mastermind, we'll take action.
This is
But
Among
be
Us.
careful. These people are suspicious and sensitive. Say something too blunt or off-putting, and they'll clam up. If we're obviously undermining their plans, they'll have us escorted out of the party, and it will all have been for nothing.
Okay, all right, for sure. I bet it was Codicus. The Herald? Oh,
Introducing a hero who needs no introduction, the Commander of the Pact.
oh, that's
and
me.
accompanying the Kasmeer Mead.
Keep it together, Kaz. You can get through this. Be confident, like Jory.
Kasmeer, come over here. Don't look so glum.
Was he gonna say Lady Kasmeer, but then immediately corrected himself?
Hello, dear Kasmeer. Don't worry your little face over what the Herald's papers say. You'll always be noble in my eyes.
Countess Anise, that's direct and kind of you to say. I'm afraid I don't feel particularly noble.
Then we must do something about that. Nobility isn't in the blood, as so many believe. It's in your choices. Your return to grace is only a pardon away. If your talent for detecting lies is all you say it is, well...
Who cares about being a
let's just
noble
say
anyway?
I'm confident we can convince the Queen your value overrides your father's misfortune.
I only hope to be of some small service, Countess. Oh dear. Okay. Let's start picking apart everything they say. One of these ministers is spreading lies about the Queen.
What kind of lies?
Understand, Countess. I'm certainly
Besides the, you know, the watch nights.
my billet and putting me to work. I'm just not sure I understand the reasoning behind dragging me to the soiree of yours.
Isn't he a terrorist? Wait, what? What?
Careful there. You don't want to be seen getting too friendly with the staff.
Why are you here?
I'm on the job. Bodyguard for a countess. A somewhat more glamorous position than my last, I must say.
You mean your position as a prisoner and terrorist?
Yes, and thanks for stating the obvious, painful truth. Technically, I'm still a prisoner. It's just now my bars are lined with velvet. Don't let that fool you, though. I'm definitely not free.
So he's now Anissa's bitch. Yeah. Wait, this is Matt Mercer? I thought it was John DiMaggio. I'll have to keep listening to him. Yeah. The Countess owns you now?
That's harsh. I wouldn't say that. More like I'm on loan to her from the prison. So long as I'm a good grunt, she'll keep me with her and I don't have to go back in the cell. You planning on behaving yourself?
Hors d'oeuvre?
Absolutely. I'm no fool. I could be in a much worse situation than this. I guess you could say I learned my lesson. I know I have a reputation for acting rashly, but those days are behind me.
Those days weren't that long before. Wasn't that like a season 1 thing? Anyway, pardon me if I don't entirely believe you. Yeah, he's not Mercer now. Mercer is a replacement. He's not actually a terrorist. He was just a mercenary. I don't know. I assumed he was a terrorist because that's what Wooden Potatoes called him. So I just believed him.
No pardon necessary. You're in a crowd of many watching me like hawks. So far, Countess Anise has treated me with respect. I have no reason to betray her trust. Besides, she amuses me mightily.
I'll be at the front of the hunting party if you mess this up.
I would expect no less, though I do believe you might have a hard time catching me again. No offense intended.
Is that a challenge? An eco-terrorist. Yeah, there you go. He called him an eco-terrorist. A public menace. He's Dennis the Menace. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to people while I'm menacingly brandishing my floating daggers. Not intimidating at all. I want an hors d'oeuvre.
Certain it was Minister Wee who attended court the day Scarlet was there. Are you sure?
Is that cat wearing spectacles?
Isn't that the cat from the Eastern Commons? The fancy one? Jaunty Snuffles or something? Oh, who put that hat on him? Adorable.
Look at it! It's a cat! It's a fancy cat! It's a cat on the hat! Look at him! Chauncey Von Snuffles III?
I have a vague recollection of that crazy Sylvari walking into her audience with the Queen. This was well before the attack on the city, by the way. I still don't know why I noticed her.
Yeah, so do you like gardening? Wait, hold on. You know, I'm gonna ask this question. Kasmeer said not to act suspicious. So, I was expecting to see Master Wee's wife here today.
Lady Wee? She gets the vapors.
She gets the vapors? You mean like how southern women get... Oh, boy, I get the vapors.
Lady Wee, she gets the vapors. Fragile constitution. Poor dear can't keep up with her husband. Apparently neither can I. I thought he was in court the day Scarlet had an audience with the Queen.
I think the laugh, yeah, that's the most inconspicuous one. If you've seen one minister, you've seen them all.
It's the dour look on all their faces. But seriously, it is rather difficult to confuse Minister Wee with Minister Estelle, or even Minister Arden. My memory just isn't what it used to be.
Which one did you confuse with Minister Wee?
I saw Estelle enter the throne room, along with the goat farmer, Minister Arden, and a Sylvari. That wretch turned out to be Scarlet, she did.
Nice talking to you.
I remember hearing afterward that Scarlet approached the Queen. No one paid any attention back then. Scarlet was a nobody until the Queen's Jubilee.
Why aren't they eating the tarts? Oh, I knew those omnom berries were out of season.
An omnom berry Pop-Tart? What? I want one.
And then he asked me which pair I wanted. Just as if he wanted both. Why, I should have slapped him on the spot.
Eavesdropping? Ma'am, I'm over here listening to these two. I'm eavesdropping on these two, not on you. But okay, fine. You want to talk? We can talk. You do realize, I'm sure, that it's rude to eavesdrop, were you? My lady, you got it all wrong, all right? The audacity that you think that I am eavesdropping. I merely wanted to introduce myself. I'm Nilla. Oh, I do beg your pardon. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lady Allison, and my companion here is Lady Brenda. I was saying, are you enjoying the party? Periax, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Some of the guests seem rather tense. I wouldn't think anyone could ignore such a beautiful night as this. Oh, I'm quite sure that some ministers prefer dark nights like this to sunny days. That's true, in my culture as well. I don't get out much, but I would like to visit where you're from. Tell me, how do you find our fair city? Spacious. Very spacious. It's glorious. A real accomplishment. Not as good as our place, though. I mean, the Grove's pretty damn awesome. She's not lying, but she's being evasive. Try again and bring her for more information whenever she talks about the ministers. So I've messed up. A particular minister makes you uncomfortable? Minister Codicus, of course. What person doesn't feel uncomfortable around Codicus? He surrounds himself with intrigue, cloaks, daggers, shadows, all that nasty business, not to mention like BDSM paraphernalia, right? Doesn't he have like some really weird shit going on in his bedroom? I was told. Yeah, surrounds himself with daggers, huh? Sounds pretty shifty to me. Yeah, right. Don't pay attention to my floaty daggers. These are balloons. Very sharp balloons. Minister Codicus is behind it, but he never involves himself directly. He has others do his dirty work, like Estelle and Arden. They were awfully talkative with him at the last party.
Of course, Codicus would be involved in anything that undermines the Queen, but he's not the one accusing her. We have to find that person.
Surely you can't imagine that these dandies pose some kind of threat to you? Are you even paying attention, or do you simply not care? Either way, you are a maddening woman.
That is John DiMaggio. Okay, all right. The problem with Codicus is he hides his daggers. Probably in the bedroom.
Oh, no. Avoid anything remotely equestrian. You don't want your guests to enter your foyer and think the balusters are centaurs.
Foyer? Foyer? I've been calling it a foyer. Foyer? That's stupid. Oh, Farron.
I'm not sure about this.
How are you doing? I see you got clothes on this time. You fancy up, you fancy up nicely when you knock the dirt off your boots, although the tough adventurer look suits you. Mine, beware the ministers. They're on the prowl. Is he hitting on me? Why can't the ministers and the nobles get along? Humans, what can I say? We're an inscrutable race. Turn half the world against us, and we still find ways to argue among ourselves. Isn't that the truth? He may be Lord Farron, but that is a truer statement that if I've ever heard one. Big time, yeah. Frankly, I think it's boredom that makes us do it. Probably true as well. Yeah. Where do you fit in? Me? Oh, I'm just here for the delicious desserts and ladies. I'm eyeing a few of both, but I can't quite decide which I'm hungry for. Choose wisely. Too much of either can give you a bellyache. Truer words were never spoken. Have a good time at the party. I will, thank you. To be honest, Lord Farron is on the background. Is on the dangerous edge of horny on main all the time. Yeah, he's the type of guy that would also always retweet porn on Twitter.
My time is precious.
I'm going to get more punch. It's so fruity. The Queen throws a good party.
Oh, this isn't the Queen's work. This is all Countess Anise. She is amazing. She can charm cream straight out of a cow. She's a mesmer, after all. That could have been phrased a lot better. It could have been phrased way better. Okay, alright. Well, I wanted to ask you something. Only if you make it quick. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm sure you want the cream, mesmered out of you as well. Anyway. Oh, I think that spreading rumors about the Queen would prove very exciting. Two-faced liar, doubt you truly. Is that why Mr. Estelle wants to retire? A lack of excitement? There you go. Undoubtedly. She likes to be in the thick of things. But Codicus has had her doing clerical work lately. She meets with him regularly, from what I've heard. He'll talk her out of retiring, I'm sure. Undoubtedly. All right, enjoy the party.
I've never met Minister Estelle. If she's been meeting with Codicus, she may know something.
My mind is spinning. So much information. Can you make heads or tails of it? We've learned a few things. First, we know who was in court that day. Yes, a farmer with a goat. 2 ministers, Estelle and Arden, and Scarlet. Yeah, and we know that Codicus lets others do his dirty work for him. We've also learned that both Estelle and Arden have seen Codicus lately. It must be one of them. Let's talk to Minister Arden first. Alright, we can do that. I've wondered when Codicus was gonna re-enter the story, and here he is. Alright. Minister Arden, hello, how's it going? There we go.
I expected you to approach.
Oh, he's an old man. Alright.
As I was telling my old friend Codicus the other day, we really must do something about these bandits. They are a hazard. I have reason to believe they're connected to the White Mantle.
The White Mantle? Remind me what the White Mantle are. I know they're like a Guild Wars 1 thing. Did you see Scarlet the day she had an audience with the Queen? It's a Guild Wars 1 cult worshipping the Mersat. One of the 5 older races. The boob window baddies? The boob window baddies? Alright, is that so? I need to look up the White Mantle, you guys, because they're just so relevant right now. Oh. Yeah, I was totally looking up lore. So I've got a question. Can you get the lore window in this game too? The plot window. There you go.
I did. There were 4 of us in the throne room with the Queen and Countess Anise, and the guards, of course. It was Scarlet, me, Mr. L, and some dirty farmer with a goat.
And the Queen spoke to Scarlet?
Yes, she was polite as always, but the Countess kept whispering in the Queen's ear. It was making us all nervous. Scarlet wanted permission to study with the engineer that designed the watch nights.
What did the Queen say?
She respectfully declined. Scarlet was last in line, and the Queen left before there could be more discussion. Scarlet tried to say more, but the Queen apologized and hurried out.
Anything else?
The Silvari, Scarlet, looked livid. She stormed out, shoving guards out of her way. She was rather frightening, actually. I imagine that's what Countess Anise saw that made her hustle the Queen away.
Cass, does his testimony line up? His description of events perfectly matches what Anise told me. Minister Arden is telling the truth. He must not be the one. Interesting. Thank you.
You've convinced me. It looks like Minister Estelle is the one spreading this horrible rumor. Let's keep at it. If we're going to confront her, we'll need serious evidence to back us up.
I know for a fact the Queen had a private talk with Scarlet. How? Everyone is saying it, so it must be true.
Okay. All right. Hello, we were just discussing how horrible it is that the Queen betrayed us all. That's just a bad rumor, a lie. No, it's not. I saw her in the Salma district shortly after nightfall. She wore a black woolen cloak with the hood up. The only reason I knew it was her was because I bumped into her and saw her face. Kasmeer, what do you think? Her eye twitched when she said that. I don't think it's the truth.
There's Kasmeer with her face reading abilities. Okay, you're lying. Listen, just between you and me, I may not be telling the exact truth, but they offered me a lot of gold if I'd say I was there. Please, you can't tell anyone.
You're going to have to testify.
Oh, all right. I'll testify that I was paid to lie, but I'll never say who paid me. I don't betray old friends.
Well, that just narrows it down. We gotta look for your friends.
Still, I wasn't comfortable lying, but my son is ill. I hope the Queen will forgive me.
You're doing the right
Good
thing.
observation. I had a feeling she was lying. The Queen wouldn't hold a private meeting with just anyone, much less a Silvari with no political connections. This woman will testify.
All VIP areas get the Mystic Forge for convenience.
I see.
Distracted Countess, what are you looking for in this crowd? I could lend my eyes and ears to your search. If there's nothing in particular...
You saw that. What is it? No, not what is it. You saw that. You saw that.
Something interesting.
You saw the naked man.
I'd like to know how long a severed head remains conscious.
Oh, I missed out on some dialogue.
Suppose not. Do let me know if you need me to do more than make debutantes and fops uncomfortable.
He's just trying to make some conversation. And Anise is like,
You
no.
must be mistaken. My niece knows a guard who heard from a doorman that the Queen... Oh, I've said too much.
Oh, you, Nilla Vanilla. You're well known in these parts. The Queen recently mentioned you were hosting a summit. She'd like very much to attend.
That may be complicated.
Oh, I know. Those lies Estelle is spreading. Can you imagine our barefoot queen skulking through the streets at night in disguise? It's laughable. So they know. They acknowledge that she's barefoot all the time. I thought it was just a meme. And the developers rolled with it. Why though? I can imagine it, actually. She's a mesmer. You're as silly as the liar. That night, Her Majesty didn't retire until late. She had a visitor, but it wasn't Scarlet. It was a Char emissary. They were working on the terms of the treaty. That's helpful. Thank you.
Countess Anise hardly ever lets the Queen out of sight. She and the guard will corroborate the Queen's alibi.
F for free. Where am I going? Gather incriminating evidence against the lying minister. Oh, right here. Yo, Logan Garnet, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciated, dude. It makes me so sad to think that the people who run our city, our kingdom, can't get along with each other. Now, one of the ministers is spreading lies about the Queen. I've had some experience with ministers. Not all are bad. Both my wife and I work for ministers. They can be like night and day. My wife works for Minister Estelle. I work for Minister Arden. Do you like your jobs? Most days. My wife has a harder time. Her minister has a gambling problem. If she's winning, she's fine. If not, she's dangerous. Great. Alright, so they're like XQC. They're into the gamba. Would she know where Estelle was the night of the alleged meeting? Maybe. Estelle often visits her old friend Lady Claire in the evening. Ask my wife if she knows what happened. She's a good woman and won't lie to protect a minister. Thank you for the information.
That's another witness who can help us prove the Queen's innocence. Nicely done.
Okay, all right. I think we've gathered plenty of information. What do you think? Do we have enough evidence to discredit her accusations? Plenty. The servant's wife can testify that Estelle met with Lady Claire. Maybe the threat of her testifying will be enough to shut this down. What else? We have multiple witnesses who say the Queen turned down Scarlet's request. I still can't believe Scarlet wanted to study with the Watch Night engineer. Thank the gods the Queen turned her down. Though, what might explain Scarlet's anger when she attacked our city? What else? Sorry, I read that wrong. That was not a question. That might explain her anger. Yeah. We know Estelle's friend was lying for her. For a pouch of gold, you mean? Estelle must have coached Lady Claire. I don't imagine it will be too hard to get her to testify to the lie. I guess they weren't such good friends after all. We're ready to confront Estelle with the evidence.
Looks like we've got everything we need. Time to expose Minister Estelle for the liar she is.
Okay.
Gentlemen, please leave.
Emergency meeting!
I see you've been busy socializing with the guests.
Red is sus. Hello, Busy Bee. I must admit, I'm a bit charmed by how you flit from flower to flower. Ma'am? I'm a Sylvari. Anyway, I know all about you. Listen closely to what Estelle says. Once she's finished, don't be afraid to ask her to repeat what she said. Press her only when you're certain she's lying. Okay, alright. I have a question. Is it true that you work closely with Lord Codicus? I used to work with Lord Codicus, but now that I'm considering retirement, I've started spending most of my time in the Ministry Library. I hardly ever see him. Tell me more. Admittedly, I occasionally do small tasks for him, but he's still recovering from that awful scandal. He keeps to himself most of the time. Even at parties, Lord Codicus is off doing his own thing, and I'm left to my own devices. I'm just a wallflower, really. No, I'm a wallflower. See, I'm a Sylvari. I have a literal flower growing on my back. Kasmeer, what do you think? She keeps backpedaling. Press her when she lies, and then present your evidence to counter her arguments. That's not what I heard. Why would I lie about something like that? He's my boss's boss's boss. I don't work directly with him. So you are actually just a shift manager. I met someone who says you see Codicus often. Phoenix Bean attorney. Objection! Admittedly, I occasionally do small tasks for him, but he's still recovering. You attended his garden party not long ago. Oh, yes, I nearly forgotten that. There was a large crowd there. I only saw the legate minister from across the roses. I heard there was only a handful of people there. Even at parties, Lord Codicus is off doing his own thing, and I'm left to my own devices. Shy, huh? Oh, yes, I barely spoke with anyone during the entire party. Beautiful garden, though. A witness said you had an aside with Codicus. He talked. You nodded. Fine, he and I talked, but you'll never learn the topic of that discussion, and you can't prove it had anything to do with the Queen. I don't have to prove it. I just have to discredit you.
So perhaps I misspoke. Apologies. I shall revise my statement.
So what if I work with Lord Codicus? It means nothing. It doesn't change the fact that I was there when Scarlet had her audience with the Queen. Did you hear what the Queen discussed with Scarlet? No, they spoke too quietly, like schoolgirl friends whispering so no one else would hear. I must have been lost in my own thoughts while the Queen and Scarlet conspired deviously. I heard the words watch nights. Isn't that bad enough? Do you know how many people died because the Queen gave Scarlet access to the watch nights? Why are you still interrogating me? She's the criminal. Kasmeer, what do you think? She's clever and slippery, but you can nail down those lies. Catch her off guard. I got this. That's a lie. You heard everything. I heard hushed words, but I couldn't make out any of them. The Queen seemed pleased, though. Minister Arden heard everything. His ears must be better than yours. I must have been lost in my own thoughts while the Queen and Scarlet conspired deviously. I heard the Queen was escorted out of her safety. You weren't there. You can't possibly know how they behaved, unless you questioned the goat. I spoke with Arden. His version agrees with the Countess's. And the goats. Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. Yes. Well, one person's politeness is another's friendliness. That means nothing. Nothing!
If you must know, I'll tell you what really happened.
Dude, what the hell? Round 3? Hold on. Like, there's a lot of talking in this.
Thank you.
Is this a party or a circus?
It doesn't matter what happened in the throne room. The Queen arranged to meet Scarlet later that evening. She didn't want any of us to hear them, so she sneaked out. You're sticking by the claim that they arranged this in the throne room. Absolutely. Their foreheads were practically touching. They were so chummy. They agreed to something, and what else could it be? So it was brief. A look, a smile. Maybe they'd already arranged to meet later. I don't know. All I know is that I saw them under that bridge.
It was the Queen in Scarlet. I'm not the one who saw her. There was another witness who came forward, a noblewoman. Why are you working so hard to protect Queen Jennah? She sold us all out, and now she's just trying to cover her tracks. It was definitely Jennah in a red cape.
Oh, the audacity. Where are your manners?
Guards, please escort these scandal mongers to the gates.
Oh no. This isn't what was supposed to happen.
Did I mess up? Wait, what? What happened? That's disorienting. My goodness, what just happened? It felt like a mesmer spell. I think Anise created a diversion for us. Let's get back into the party. What? So you can't just spam the prompts? The suspicion bar filled up. I got thrown out of the airlock. I was voted out, yeah. Imposter. How? But she's red! Wait a minute, I'm also wearing red. Damn it. Absolutely, their foreheads were... Okay, you're crazy. Anise would never let Scarlet get that close. Oh yes, she was in on it too. All smiles and pet this and pet that. Minister Arden describes a very different atmosphere. So, it was brief. A look, a smile. Impossible. What time did you see them? Later, about an hour after dark. They were in the Salma district. I caught sight of the Queen's profile and nearly fainted. Why would she endanger herself like that? The Queen was in her office with a Char emissary at the time. I'm not the only one who saw her. There was another witness who came forward, a noblewoman. How many other witnesses do you have in your pocket? Everyone knows we were in school together. There's no secret. But she and I haven't spoken in years. Someone paid her to lie, and I suspect it was you. Why are you working so hard? You told your accomplice to say it was a black cape. You're trying to confuse me. It was a red cape. I'm sure of it. Dark red. If you and your old friend can't agree on the color of the Queen's cape. Wait, I remember now. The Queen was in a black cape, yes. Countess Anise was in a red one. Did I forget to mention that they were both there? You know the Countess wouldn't let the Queen go anywhere alone. You're saying Countess Anise was there too? What? Clearly, we need to discuss this further, Nilla Vanilla. Good idea.
This way.
I think we're done here.
I think we are. We have to eliminate any doubt at all. If there's even the smallest chance that Estelle is telling the truth. She's not. But we need to hear Anise say she wasn't under that bridge. I'm sure I'd have sensed it if there were some kind of mesmer cover-up, don't you think? It doesn't matter. I know if the Countess is lying when we ask her. Let's go.
Stop. Don't approach her. It's an illusion. I am elsewhere. Find me, and we shall talk.
Oh, bro, Canuck, I am so sorry.
We imported them direct this morning.
This entire time, he's been hanging out with a fake. Man's getting played. He thought he was on a date. Nope. He's not. He's getting scammed. Oh, no. Damn, does he smell that bad? Is he that bad to hang out
My
with?
apologies for the deception, but I must go to unconventional lengths to protect Kryta.
Countess.
Yeah, sure.
Minister Estelle is claiming that you were there at this secret meeting. She's implicating you.
Nonsense. I was at no such meeting. I did, however, receive a mysterious message signed only with the initial E. The note said that Estelle was in a bandit gambling parlor when she was supposedly spying on our queen. Reminding her of this will be enough to make her drop her lie, faster than Vern's dignity.
So, I missed it. Canuck figured out earlier that she's not actually there?
If you can hear me through your illusion, don't worry. I will continue to draw the attention of your guests.
May I take your glass? If you're
There it is. All right, he's figured it out.
You again? I hope you're not planning another interrogation. This is a party, if you haven't noticed.
I imagine Countess Anise had a lie to cover up her presence at the bridge. It's her word against mine. Actually, Minister, it's several people's word against yours. What are you talking about? Has someone said they would testify against me? We have witnesses who will support Countess Anisa's story. Traitors to the Ministry. Traitors. They'll find themselves in the streets soon. I doubt it. The Queen has positions for those who are honest and honorable. There are those of us who would see through the Ministry's lies, and our numbers are growing. Jory would approve, eh, Cass? Goodbye, Minister.
I'll have you know I'm very well connected, and
Your connections can't help with this. We know what you've been up to.
What do you mean?
We know you couldn't have witnessed this supposed meeting with Scarlet.
She threatened us!
You were busy meeting with some lobbyists that day.
Lobbyists? What are you talking about?
So much for subtlety. You were busy gambling with some ruffians.
Keep your voice down. That's a baseless accusation.
Is that so, Minister Estelle? Perhaps you and I should speak privately and sort this little mess out. Please follow my guards. I'll be with you shortly.
Dude, it's like we're playing Clue.
Countess Anise,
Get
thank
wrecked.
you for inviting us to your party. It's been an entertaining and productive evening.
No one is more delighted by your presence than I. With all that socializing and skullduggery, you must be craving the longest of naps. Now that this messy affair is out of the way, I feel fairly certain Queen Jennah will attend your summit. I think Minister Estelle will soon see the value in cooperating with me, rather than rotting in prison for treason. I may have use for her. On a separate note, I do hope you will stay and join the Queen's entourage, Kasmeer.
You mean travel with the Queen to the summit? I'd be honored.
Yes, I think that's the right play. You will, of course, have time to relay the full details of your father's story at that time.
Oh, I don't think the Queen would be interested in...
Nonsense. Now go. Say pretty things to my guests and enjoy yourselves for the rest of the evening.
Oh, all right. You must visit more often. The party wouldn't have been nearly as much fun without you. The Queen sends her gratitude as well. She can now attend your summit. I'll be there as well, though. Incognito. Sure, yeah. Always a sneaky one. Well, that's wonderful news. I appreciate your support. If you have no objections, I believe I will keep dear Kasmeer with me for a while. We have much to talk about, don't we, pet? What? What? She's wild! Okay, all right. Well, one last question. If you knew Estelle was guilty, why not just out her? Put simply, I am too close to the Queen for my claims to be believable without support. I'd lose much if our dear Jennah were incarcerated, and the ministers know it. That's where you came in. I understand. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Good, bye for now. Yeah. She's a dommy mommy, it turns out. She wants to pet my... She wants to pet my salad. She wants to toss it, too.
Ah, there you are, Countess. I trust I played my part in your charade this evening.
There, Blossom. You did very well as the sour green thumb at my affair. I'm sure everyone was far too intimidated by your glowering menace to notice it was an illusion standing beside you the whole time.
Oh,
yes.
Smart.
I thought you seemed rather vapid.
Relax, Anise. It wasn't that funny. Damn. Rubbing salt in the wound is like, ha, connect. You're stupid. Having tea. Timey. Hi, I have good news and bad news. I'd ask which you want first, but, you know, it's mail, so I chose good news first. As you may have noticed, my WRD waypoint recalibration device worked like a champion. I've been monitoring the waypoint network, and as the workers repair the waypoints, the vines aren't attacking again. So, did I mention I'm a genius? You don't have to mention it. We know, Time. We know. Now for the bad news. It's Flunt. Oh boy, here we go. No surprise there, huh? He insists that I give him a personal demonstration of how the WRD works. It's as if he doesn't believe that my device is actually causing the change. I'm afraid he's going to try to weasel out of coming to the summit. Can you come to be my backup? We may have to beat him up or something. It'll be my pleasure.
Finally, some action. True, yeah. I don't mind a lot of dialogue. I'm kind of used to that thanks to Final Fantasy XIV, and that has over copious amounts of dialogue.